Successive US administrations have historically sold America's image globally as a land of freedom and creative power. But the Gaza genocide by Israeli terrorists has truly exposed these claims. Neither is the US a land of free speech, nor does it care about creating a conducive environment for creative power to gain momentum. You don't have to go too far in the past. Just look at the chilling developments of the last few weeks and you would understand what I'm talking about. Let's just focus on three developments. First, Donald Trump and Melania Trump meeting top names from the Silicon Valley at the White House last night. Then, Marco Rubio, a thug, a clown in the Trump administration, announcing sanctions against three NGOs for their judicial work against Israel, and then a top university in the US expelling a student for simply expressing her disgust on a fellow student's decision to wear an IDF t-shirt. Now let's look at these developments in detail. Trump and his wife Melania met the top names from the US tech industry at the White House last night. From Mark Zuckerberg of Meta to Sundar Pichai of Google, and from Bill Gates and Satya Nadella of Microsoft to Sam Altman of OpenAI. Almost everyone who is anything in the world of IT industry was present there. But when you pay close attention to the goings-on of the meeting, you would be embarrassed to call yourself an American. The gathering of these so-called powerful people looked more like a cabinet meeting being held in North Korea. Just watch how the heads of these powerful IT brands were made to glorify the supreme leader, Donald Trump.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That was very nice.
Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together.
I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States.
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change.
This is a most incredible time. AI is going to change everything. You hear all of us saying that, but the fact that you are our president and you recognize this right away and you've unleashed American innovation and creativity.
Making sure the U.S. is at the forefront, and I think your administration is investing a lot. Already the AI action plan under your leadership, I think, is a great start, and we look forward to working together, and thanks for your leadership.
Great job you're doing. Incredible, really, job.
If you thought Joe Biden and his corrupt administration gave a bad name to the US globally by supporting a genocide in Gaza, Trump and his clowns have taken it upon themselves to further sink the country's reputation to a new depth. And Trump has pulled off this achievement within 8 months in power in his second term. You can imagine the damage he is capable of inflicting on the reputation of his country globally in the remaining 3 years of his tenure. And the root cause of this spectacular decline in the reputation of the US has been the corruption infesting the political system in the so-called land of free speech. An overwhelming majority of these politicians have sold their conscience and morality for a few dollars to the Israeli lobby. It's no longer a case of US voters electing their representatives. What decides the outcome, win or loss, of a candidate in the US is how far that politician is ready to mortgage his or her self-respect to Israel. We've seen the diabolical role played by the US administration in the ongoing genocide of Palestinians in Gaza by Israeli terrorists. A rogue regime of an illegal settler colony has been allowed to systematically demolish every pillar of international institution so that there are no consequences for these depraved barbarians. And helping that regime has been the US administration. One of the first major policy decisions taken by Trump in his second term was to punish the International Criminal Court for issuing arrest warrants against war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister Yoav Gallant. Yes, the man who won his second term in office promising America first, prioritized punishing the judges from the world's highest court since they had sought to deliver justice to the victims of the biggest Holocaust since the Second World War. If this wasn't enough, Trump's Secretary of State Marco Rubio yesterday went a step further when he announced this. He wrote on Twitter, and I quote, "Today the Trump administration is sanctioning 3 NGOs, Al-Haq, Al-Mizan, and the Palestinian Center for Human Rights, for assisting in the ICC's illegitimate actions against Israel. The United States will continue to protect our sovereignty and the sovereignty of our allies from the ICC's overreach." End quote. So the current US administration has chosen to sanction 3 NGOs just because they help the International Criminal Court, which is a UN body, deliver justice to the victims of a genocide. That's what these thugs have reduced America's image to. Is there any purpose for the existence of the United Nations or its bodies anymore? If Trump and his minions in his administration have any shame left, the US should voluntarily withdraw itself from every single UN body. These rogue politicians have also not spared their own institutions in the US. Trump has made it his mission to destroy top educational institutions in the country. Many chose to surrender to Trump's blackmail. Columbia University, for example, was the first to capitulate. And a few weeks ago, Florida State University became another educational institution to willfully surrender its independence to Trump when it decided to expel a student under pressure from the Israeli lobby. The university has reportedly expelled its student identified as Eden Deckerhoff just because she expressed her disgust to another student for wearing a t-shirt glorifying IDF terrorists. This was the video that went viral a few weeks ago.
Fuck Israel, free Palestine, put it on fucking Barstool FSU. I really don't give a fuck. You're an ignorant fucking son of a bitch.
As expected, the powerful Israeli lobby swung into action, demanding Eden Deckerhoff's expulsion. And Florida State University didn't disappoint them. It wasted no time to appease the Israeli lobby and its stooges in the US administration. This and many other similar crackdown on students are taking place across the campuses in the US on a daily basis. The so-called First Amendment is dead and buried. Let's see if Americans teach these crooks a lesson by using their votes in the midterm polls next year. Who would have thought that what Biden couldn't achieve in 4 years, this foul-mouthed and uneducated Trump would do so within 7 months, coming to power for the second time? That is, make America an enemy of free speech and humanity. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you do think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details are there in the description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.